Hi everyone, it's QuickyBaby and welcome back to World of Tanks, and specifically welcome back to my playing series where I play live for YouTube without the benefit of cherry picking games, so you can see the horrible moments and the great moments. Hopefully, we'll see what they're going to be today. Today I'm going to play the best tier 8 tank destroyer in the game, and according to recent win ratio difference on the European server, it's the Grom. It's a close call. It's close with the XM57, but the Grom pulls ahead. If we look at it via raw win ratio, it's actually the SVAC, but also for some reason the most sweaty players are playing the SVAC, and so the Grom pulls ahead significantly on win ratio difference. So without further ado, let's take the tier 8 Polish tank destroyer out onto the battlefield and see what we can do. And do you know what the hilarity is? Is that in the 39 games that I've played, I have a 46% win rate in this tank, even though I've been averaging 3,000 combined and 2 kills per game. So, well, it's not me who's been improving the win ratio on this vehicle. Let's just say it like that. So, the Grom, what is this tank special for? Well, I believe it has the highest damage per minute on any premium tank in the game. However, I stress to add that that is only at pretty much about 50 meters. As soon as you go beyond 50 meters, the damage of this tank drops off from 800 alpha, down, until I believe at 500 meters, it's only 200 damage. That's not really going to go a long way towards winning your battles. But how terrifying is that? A vehicle that can do 800 damage as a premium tank. And when you're in a matchup like this, if I get into close quarters combat with the T-78 and the Nashorn, I am literally one-shotting them. And I'm two-shotting most of the other top-tier vehicles on the enemy team. I'm going to take a durability device here, because I just don't really feel that the speed is going to be too necessary on this tank. And I think that just maybe keeping my tracks on is going to work out better for me. Okay, so I'm attacking on steps against two arties. I mean, the matchup's nice, of course, against 6s and 7s, but unfortunately, this isn't the kind of map where the Grom usually would succeed. I feel like the Grom is all about close quarters combat, ambush plays, trying to isolate a tank and punish them, or try and find funky angles on your opponents and punishing them without them realizing. But remember, this vehicle, terrible when it comes to sniping. Also, with 7 degrees of gun depression and a very inflexible gun arc, this thing, it's literally got to keep its opponents right in front of it for it to be successful. So what my plan is going to be is to hope that the Contradictious and the XM57 are a bit stupid and they're not going to try and push me. And I'm going to go and use this rock that we see right here to hide my lower plate, only expose my decent amount of upper hull armor, although the upper hull armor only really gets good past this line. There's like a weld that you can see, and it's only above that that the armor is actually any good on this tank. Below that, it's pretty horrible. But yeah, this is pretty much close enough to our opponents. And let's see if we can start this battle off with a bit of an ambush shot on this IS-6. Are we going to be able to get him? Maybe. Oh. Enemy armor is damaged indeed. Unfortunately, you know that I'm going to be the focus of the artillery on the enemy team. I wonder if I can actually poke up here. This tank's camo, it's not amazing, but it's not horrendous. Could probably be able to spot from these bushes and see if I can tell what my opponents have planned. Maybe I can even get my artillery firing on this IS-6. That'd be great. A little bit of an advantage for the artillery. The other part of me wants to kind of just rush in and use this game. Use this matchup, I should say. Okay, I got spotted a Contradictious as well. I really need my artillery to start to work these tanks. I've got some snipers up there. Yeah, here we go. Artillery coming in now. That's great. I'm actually going to make a bit of a push play here against the Contradictious, try and get an ambush on him. He doesn't expect it. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. 600 damage against one of their top tier heavies. He did not like that. Hopefully the artillery doesn't hurt me. Okay, cool. A little bit tricky here. Contradictious could be able to get me. As soon as I'm proxy spotted, I'm in a world of hurt here. Luckily this rock will protect me. I don't really think I can poke up for the Contradictious. I'm really worried that he can use his 10 degrees of gun depression to truly harass me here. He's actually used his medkit, so he doesn't have that anymore. He's got to be careful, though. If he pokes up just a little bit more, I can actually be able to punish him here. We've got a KV-2 at a distance. That guy might be able to catch my flaps. Fire up into my tank with his AP shell. Also, this Contradictious can do 700 damage to me, which I'm not happy about, but whew. I'm going to use the repair kit now, but not the med kit. I'll take that. Hopefully the artillery will be able to help me out a little bit more. Come on, Artie. Looks like my team are winning the other flank. Okay, the Contradictions is stunned, but that KV2 is aiming at me. Okay, the KV2 is reloading. I'm going to go up and have just a go at the KV2, I think. Punish him a little bit. Make him think about not engaging me there. So we got him. I probably got the reload on him. Is this guy really think he's going to double me unless I kill him? Okay.
This is the educational part of the show.
Good trades, I guess, mate. So he got 2 into me, half health me, but I managed to absolutely cripple him. Unfortunately, talk about crippling. That artillery has definitely annoyed me. Okay, so not too bad so far. Not too bad so far. I can probably get this KV2, and he probably can't do much damage to me, I expect. If he is going to do any damage to me. Oh, sneaky IS-6. That's not good. Okay, I'm going to try and hide behind the Contradictions before the M44 gets me. I think this Contradiction should provide a nice little artillery support here. I don't know really how well my team is doing on the other flank, and this VZ44-1 seems to be pretty chill. The IS-6, he's like a one-shot if I'm 50 meters away from him, but only half the time. I can see the artillery is really trying to get me here, but luckily this Contradiction is proving to be quite the cover for me. Okay, the IS-6 is coming after me. I've got better gun depression than him, so it should be quite tricky for him to... Wow, that's a really good snapshot. I felt like I needed a little bit more time to aim. You know what? Well played to you. Alphaville on the enemy team. Doesn't aim, just takes the snap. I think that's a pretty bold play by him, and I can show you why with regards to how this thing's armor works out. Look, for him to be able to penetrate any of my upper hull if he's playing in a IS-6, and if any of you are wondering what this website is, this website is fantastic. It's TanksGG, and whenever you get killed, you can rationalize how you played with taking a look at what his actual chance was. So he couldn't pen any of my upper hull. He had to hit my mid and my lower plate, and that's not the biggest of targets, but good shot by him. And you can see how important it is on this vehicle to hide that lower plate because it's really bad. If you're using your 7 degrees of gun depression, it could be worse, but when you start to use your gun depression, they can fire up into the flaps here of the vehicle, so you've really got to be careful with that. Anyway, well played to the IS-6. Nice snapshot. It's a shame, but look, we still get ourselves our 3,000-ish damage and a 3,100 combined overall. It is a good game. So the Grom, nice in a matchup like this. I feel like I could have probably played a little bit better. Maybe I could have got the Contradictions more cleanly. I'm quite surprised that my armor didn't work out a little bit better. As I highlighted, the armor on this tank is actually fairly proficient. I do also think that my artillery could have helped me out a little bit more. I only got 200 assistance, and getting 200 assistance in a game like this, when you've got 2 artilleries and you have multiple vehicles just sitting out in the open for you, it's not exactly ideal. So the Grom, it's a vehicle that I featured on my YouTube channel, I think probably about half a year ago. Now I made a video call where I said +2 matchmaking is becoming a problem, and it's because of tanks like this, you know. +2 matchmaking never really used to be so much of an issue inside World of Tanks, I would say. But the issues began when Wargaming started to incorporate vehicles like the Grom, right? When you've got a vehicle that can do 800 damage in a single shot, then that just completely changes the balance of the game, right? Now, you could argue, oh, but QB, there's been an ISU 152 in the game for so long. Sure, but the ISU 152, even when it had the BL-10 gun, it wasn't perfect in a way. You know, it didn't have the armor that this thing had. Yeah, half decent play there. Well done. Nice kill. We still finished number 1 on damage, number 2 on experience. Not a bad game. But this thing has so much better armor when it's hiding its lower plate than the ISU 152. It's also faster. It's just better, really. It's even got a degree of extra gun depression compared to the ISU 152. And so it's just terrifying in a way, you know? Nobody ever really used to think the ISU 152 was the most fun tank to get shot by, but I don't think anyone really had any problems with the ISU 152 because its armor was easy to lock down, it's quite cumbersome, and you could kind of take advantage of that. Wargaming's balancing department sometimes, it's as if they just think that if they want to make a tier 8 at the moment, they have to make it overpowered, otherwise it just doesn't sell. Whereas if they want to make a tier 9, they can make it slightly more balanced, right? That's the problem they've kind of got themselves into, is that people don't want to buy tanks that aren't good unless they're fun. And this vehicle, is it fun? Is it good? I think it's probably both of those things. So I'm going to take a durability... Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. I'm going to take a durability device again, so that I can keep my tracks on. And again, I'm going to attack the center of this map, see how well it goes. I got to be a little bit careful here, though, because, of course, that lower plate's awful. And I don't really have any sneaky ridgelines to jump up to be that kind of ambush tank like I was in the last game. Still, I'm going to go for it. Take the fight to the enemy team and use this 272mm of pen. It's a little bit of a shame with tanks like this. The gold is literally just straight up better. In fact, I feel like being a little bit spicy. I think we'll start this battle off with a gold round. Although in that previous battle, I didn't really need the gold at all, did I? Oh, talk about need the gold. I love the Krang commander, by the way. If you're wondering who this commander is, they're Krang. This is where this tank sucks, though. Like, what am I going to do? Only do 200 damage to those tanks? Nah. Let's just go in. Now, there could be so many TDs here. There could be... Oh, it's our arch nemesis. The XM57. Oh, this is going to be a pain. Is he trying to shoot through that little gap? You can actually manage it. There's a gap in the in this very big security door. And this gap in this very big security door can be shot through. You want me to start my withdrawal? Okay, fine, guys. You're right, actually. There's some quite scary tanks on the other side. I'm going to pretend... Will the ISU come around the corner? He might do. The ISU could come around the corner and just say, like, fine, I'll take it. Oh, this is dangerous. This is very dangerous. I can probably go through his upper hull with my gold here, though. Oh, it's tense. I can probably go through his turret there as well. I can actually overmatch his roof deck as well. Do you see what he's doing there? I could go for regular rounds. It's a bit risky. It's a bit risky. It's a bit risky. Oh! Oh! He didn't like that, did he? It's a risky shot. Hopefully I can hide my lower plate here. Oh, mate, have you made a bit of a goof? Oh, he nearly overturned. If he'd overturned, it would have been amazing. Coordination. Spotted that XM again. I don't think he's going to be rocking backwards and forwards again. I honestly can't believe I overmatched him there, in all honesty, because my gun caliber is not very big on this tank. I can't even remember what the gun caliber is. It's actually got 100, so that's interesting. I thought that a lot of the other vehicles for the Polish TDs actually only have kind of like 57mm, and so they can't overmatch, but this thing's got 100, so that's interesting. Yeah, I don't see this guy taking the fight against me here. XM's gone for it, though. I probably need to be a little bit more aggressive right now. I feel like I'm just waiting and just hoping for my team to try and carry me. That's never usually the right way to play, is it? Oh, man, the ISU nearly caught a whiff. Oh, hello. Hello. Just gotta hope these guys suck. Keep moving, keep moving. Oh, he bounced one. I can't get the reload in there. No matter how good this thing's rate of fire is and damage per minute is. But man, this thing adds up, right? Is he going to try me as well? Is he going to try me? Is he going to try me? Oh, he's actually got his weak point covered. He's got such a good position there. He's got such a good position there. Well, looked like he had a good position. I think I've got to back off there a little bit. Well, the XM just got the kill. Am I going to get shot in the side if I fall back here? Maybe. That is now sealed, so they can't attack us that way. I wonder if the XM pokes the corner again. It's a close game, this. Liberté spots me from the back. I've got a nice kind of position here, but I'm going to have to get out of it fairly quickly. Just going to wait to see if the 703-2. I think in this kind of a situation, I just got to hold the line and just hope that mistakes happen. The XM, obviously a terrifying vehicle, but we're down by 6 tanks. Can I really afford to wait and just hope that they suck? Waiting and hoping that they suck. It's not usually the best way to play World of Tanks. Well, actually, I say that, but that ISU 152 just got absolutely nuked. Yeah, you're fine. You're fine. You're fine. You're fine. You got this. You're winning. You got this. I'll just cover you in case the XM decides to push you. Just got to basically cover this 703-2. I'm also worried about them all coming from behind here. Okay. They have come from behind. Oh no, he turned me and the XM gets me. Oh, disastrous game, boys and girls. Disastrous game. I might as well go forwards here. Nah, Liberté gets me. Oh, drat. So, wow, you know, this is meant to be like the showdown. XM57 versus Grom. Who won in this situation? Well, it was definitely the XM57. You know, I could probably reload faster than the XM57 would. So if he didn't have any support tanks, and I basically just got to fight him in a 1v1, I could take him on. But it just turned into one of those kind of games where it was like, you come at me, bro. No, you come at me, bro. And unfortunately, they had better medium tanks. So well played to the AAT-60 on the enemy team, who looks like they picked up 4 kills. And so, GG. Would be nice if maybe we'd had a couple of more people getting some different angles, but really that's just a very hard choke point to be able to push through. And well played to the enemy team for flanking us at the end. And yeah, just a shame that I missed that last shot on the AAT-60, because if I penned that AAT-60, you know, it would have been 3,000 damage again. This is not bad damage for any tier 8, right? But unfortunately, with only 2,200 damage dealt here, I'm a little bit disappointed with this game. But well played to the enemy team. Better team wins. Should I have been more aggressive? Maybe. It's hard to say. The Grom's still an ambush tank, and it's not really a vehicle that does very well driving around a corner against an XM57 and an ISU-152. And I don't think there were too many flanking opportunities. It's really interesting to me that this vehicle has such good statistics, because really it's a little bit of a... You don't really require too much intelligence to play it. It's just a case of just making sure those shots count. And I guess the most intelligent thing I did this entire game was that shot on that 703-2, right? So I'm number 1 on damage, number 2 on experience. Well played to this AAT-60. Good player, did a really good job. Well done. And unfortunately, you know, if you're against an XM57 in that kind of situation, you just can't really push around the corner. The Grom, again, it's in its ultimate environment when it's using its 7 degrees of gun depression. So let's talk about why this thing probably has such a good win ratio difference. I think the reason why this thing has such a good win ratio difference is because any tank that just can allow a mediocre player to still do like 1,600 damage is strong, right? Most of the time, when you want to get rid of the Grom, you have to fight it in close quarters. As long as it chooses the position to fight, it doesn't really have to worry too much about, you know, kind of like getting sniped out and so on and so forth. And what that means is that the Grom quite often will put in 1, 2, or maybe 3 shots as it's going down, if it's looked after its hit points. And so that means that it's just, for mediocre players, they're going to do way more damage in a tank where they have 800 alpha damage than they are in a vehicle where maybe they've got kind of like 400 alpha, you know, something like an AC-48 or something. Although the AC-48 has an autoloader, so that kind of changes things a little bit, doesn't it? All right, so Grom, where are we going to take this vehicle here? It's a little bit of a tricky map, really, but luckily there's no artillery on the enemy team. So I might actually sit here and just try to get like a few cheeky ambush positions at the start. I might actually push with the mediums. Do you see how the mediums are going all the way around? I think this might be a good opportunity for me. One thing I'd like to mention about the Grom is that you should take a good amount of HE rounds on this vehicle. I should probably take a couple more HE than 6. And the reason why you take HE rounds on this thing is because when you're engaging at long ranges, you will literally do more for splashing HE than you will do with the 200 damage that you'll be doing at 500 meters with this vehicle. Alright, so the can open has been spotted. What could be here? An IS-4, M3Y, Pantera. My mediums are pushing in. If the Kunzerpanzer gets above us, it could be a nightmare. The Kunzerpanzer's very low on health now. I've got side-by-side with a T-30 over here. You think I should... Oh, that's not good. That's really not good.
We didn't even scratch them.
Could be worse, I guess. He's gonna fire. Wow. Wow, that's scary, tank. It's nice.
Never cross me again. They're in our sights. Let's come back for them later.
Man, that FV405 is terrifying. I'll probably go with AP for in case the Kunzerpanzer pokes. I really hope we can get rid of this Kunzerpanzer. Got to be careful though, that FV405 will do some nasty things to us. He's going to fire for sure, isn't he? No? Really? He's not going to fire? Everyone's waiting for him to fire so they can dive on him. Ha! It's tense, man. Nothing quite like a tier 10 tank destroyer when you're playing a tier 8. Ah, nice shot. That was a good shot. Great shot, Chef Chelios. We're not going to get to do much this game. Sephi 405 is creating a hold-up. There's a blockage. Is he going to fire? Oh no, I forgot about the gun arc. Number one thing you shouldn't do in your Polish TDs. Ah, there we go. Well, it's not going to be a great game of World of Tanks. You know what, I'm going to turn and just go straight like this and try and farm those guys instead. What am I meant to do? Tier 10 matchup. You know what, I'll just take any kind of a win I can get in a tier 10 matchup. It's just a GG. Let's just move on. I'm just happy that I can provide a little bit of support. Shimmer missed the shot on the 704 at the beginning, but that's life. Maybe I can rush in and try and get some damage on the tortoise or the can opener. Wow, they're all so low on health. How have they been farmed? Wow. Enemy team wasn't very good at all, boys and girls. Wasn't very good. And unfortunately, unless I can get some of that Pantera, I'm not going to get to do much. Man, I think the Object 268 version 5 and that Scorpion, the traditional tank destroyers that actually engage at, you know, decent distances, have actually had a real farm here. Poor old Uncle QuickyBaby and his close quarters combat tank really hasn't had much to do. But let's get down this slope precariously. Maybe I can get some can opener before the game is done. No, nothing. That's it. That is the Grom. The 277 on our team says BG. All right, mate. Well, I'm sorry that you didn't get any kills or get to farm or anything, but it's the way it is. That was a fast one. You know what? In my +2 matchups, this vehicle, it's not particularly wonderful inside of +2. Any tank like this that relies a little bit on its armor or its alpha to obliterate doesn't do well when your opponents have more penetration, right? Yeah, it's not a good game for the Grom, but hell, at least it's a win. All right, fast games today. Let's play one more and see if today will be the day for our Grom. Redshire Assault. Ooh. All right, I'm going to drop the durability and use a turbo. The reason why I'm going to do that is because poking over ridge lines, you know? You need to have the turbo to be able to pull back quickly, and this thing's reverse speed at 15. That's not great. But with the turbo, which will give me 3, I believe, on a standard turbo, and then with the Engineer 4, I'll be able to go at 19, which could still be able to work out. Okay, so in this situation, what we have to do is firstly stop our opponents going north or stop our opponents going south. If we can do that, we should be successful. So let's start by going here, just to make sure that we stop our any fast tanks from being able to cross on the north. That's what we have to do. Yeah, we've got to be careful. Like the Saladin, the Progetto, the Miel, all of those vehicles could sneak over here. Okay, it doesn't look like they're going to. So, considering that they're not making that play, I'm going to switch across a little bit. And I'm going to go and try and get into position to be able to shoot ELC even 90. What's my shell velocity on my HE, by the way? 1,000? It's good. It's not like the APCR, but it's still not bad, is it? And at decent distances, the HE rounds will do way, way, way more. Oh, come on, ELC. Just make my day. Go ahead. Make my day, says the baby. Go ahead and make my day. Alright, so those guys could start to poke up there. Don't want to get spotted early. Be bad. But I also still want to try and... Ooh, bat chat. No, 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 my friend. That's not World of Tanks. Wow, that Miel's being aggressive. He actually got me proxy spotted, we could see, because my close quarters combat went off. Nice. Spotted him again. Close quarters combat, so useful for knowing your proxy spots. I don't have close quarters on too many tanks, but this tank, if you're going to have close quarters on any tank, it's probably going to be this one, right? So we've got a Progetto, we've got a Miel. I just don't want to really get tagged in the side. I'm going to mark the map to see where those tanks will be, and that gives me an idea of how high their guns will be, or if I want to try and do some little pokey plays over there. The turbo definitely makes this thing a lot more agile. Some people might even want to use an experimental turbo on this tank, but to be fair, the vehicle doesn't really have too much of a gun arc, so while it will help with your bloom going forwards and so on and so forth, I didn't get spotted there. That's interesting. I reckon that Progetto will fall back. And it's time for... I was going to say it's time for a punish, but the Miel caught me as well. Gosh, awkward map. Awkward game right now. Awkward game. This Miel's being just a little annoying sausage. A little annoying sausage. But I'll take my time. Maybe I can perform later on, but I just realized this game's starting to go very quickly. Okay. Okay, so it looks like the enemy are doing a good job down towards the south. Maybe what I have to do is try and harass from the center instead. They've just got 2 XM57s at the back, though. Oh, I missed that opportunity on the Miel. That's not good. If I can get rid of that Miel, I'll be a happy lad. I think that Progetto might fall back all the way now. Or will he? Well, he's fallen back to the garage by the looks of it. So these 2 rocks, they do provide you a good amount of cover. It's just the XM at the back, obviously, can prove to be very bad for me. I think this Miel might poke. He looks like he'll poke. One mistake that a lot of people make in their Polish TDs is that they load HE for this kind of a situation. No. The only time you load HE is for when you're at a distance. Like when I was fighting against the FE405. If you're at like 60 meters, you're just basically having worse shell velocity and you're having like a third of the pen. So don't make yourself worse for no reason in that kind of a situation. In this scenario, though, if I can get the... Wanted to get that ELC. Basante's doing some work. This game's going pretty good now. Miel's gone. I'll say thank you to the Obsidian. Always like to say thank you to people who do me favors. Oh, I want to get that ELC. Don't be greedy, just go for the Basante. Uh-oh, this is greedy. Oh. But sometimes you gotta go for those shots, right? 800 damage. What's this ELC doing? Is he just doing some spotting? Fine. That Kalana at long range, XM at long range, definitely not the kinds of tanks that I would have at long range. Is this ELC gonna crest? I just don't quite have the gun depression to be able to hit him, so... Oh well. That Obsidian's a one-shot, poor guy. He's done a really good job though so far. A little bit of a crest. Again, I don't have the best of view range, only 350 base view range in this tank. I get spotted. ELC's doing a good job. This tank purely designed for close quarters combat. This map, not a close quarters combat map, that's for sure. Alright, so 1XM has actually lost a lot of hit points. I think I could just wait. They've got 5 minutes and they'll have to play later on. Oh no, the ELC got rid of our Obsidian. He was one of the most important parts of our team. He's doing a fine job. Shame to lose him. Oh, whoa, that Lurva just lost 777 hit points. Must have been hit by maybe another XM. Or maybe a Jagdpanther, actually. Could have been a Jagdpanther. Or the Kalana. Oh, hello, hello. Hello. He'll reverse. Oh, yeah. Somebody knocked down a tree there. Probably Basante? Maybe an ELC. See if I can get rid of this T-32 now. Big moment. There we go.
Obey your master.
I love Krang. Obey your master. Yes. Indeed. Indeed. Alright, this game's going pretty good. It could be quite a close one. I like how careful I've played. Like I'm playing quite careful today. Maybe a little too careful. But I could have been a little bit more reckless. This is the kind of tank where being aggressive and being reckless can sometimes pay off, right? I mean, that's what the tank is designed for. I think I could just chill. We've got 4 minutes. They'll have to start attacking. This 53 just needs to chill out. Just relax. Wait, we got time. Just don't want him to die. Just gonna tell him to be chill. I got spotted. That's very interesting. I think it must be like an ELC over there. I don't think it's an ELC in there. I'm pretty sure it's the ELC spotting me from over here. So I'm going to try and spot for the Scorpion. I got to be a little bit careful if their TDs start to try and harass. So maybe I can try and get a proxy spot for the ELC over here. Scary game now. Oh, there's the Basante going in. I don't think there's any real point of me spotting there because the Scorpion can't hit him. I just don't want them to like sneak up behind me with an XM and tag me in the backside. So we've got 3 minutes, man. 3 minutes. There's the XM. There's the ELC. XM spotted, just keep him honest. Scorpion G looking for a shot. ELC's coming back over. Think he'll crest this ridge? He might do. He might do. I think he'll crest about here. Come on, baby. I'd love to get 800 damage in the ELC. Why? No, I was too close. Bloomin' ELC. But 2.5 minutes left and they got 10,000 hit points. Are they going to play or are they just going to chill? How come these guys have lost so many hit points? They're getting farmed by a Basante? Probably not. Probably not. Oh, here we go. Talk about getting farmed by a Basante. Wonder if the ELC will try and harass me in the side while the Basante's got me proxy spotted. Hopefully the Scorpion just stays chill. They're going to have to push soon. Gosh, this is going to be a really tense last 2 minutes. Really tense last 2 minutes. They're still not pushing. I can't believe those guys are just chilling on the ridgeline like this. They're not going to push or play? Okay, they're starting the base cap. Alright, this is my time. This is my moment. It's not the Basante who's capping, I don't think. Hopefully they get him. No, it's not the Basante who's capping, it's someone else. Must be an ELC, I guess. Oh no! Kalana! It is the ELC, there he is. At least I forced him to fall back, and I know where the S1 is now. Oh, I lost so many hit points for that, though. Enemy team are doing a really good job so far. I can be able to overmatch that S1. Gotta be careful, though. They're getting kills now. This ELC's doing some good work. Problem is I can't really cross because I'll get shot at by the south. Just got a minute to survive. Just got a minute to survive. ELC's clearly in those bushes. Borsig's coming across. Oh, ELC's got me in the side. Can you believe the ELC of 90 is actually over here? Can my team manage to interrupt those guys? Uh-oh. Maybe. Nice, I dodged the XM. Just trying to stay alive for as long as we can. We've only got 25 seconds left. Nice. The ELC will have to push me, I guess. Not today, friend. Not today, friend. Yeah, I'm happy with the way I thought through that one. Victory, victory. If any of you don't play Assault, you don't actually have to kill all of your opponents. You just have to hang on, and hang on we did. I'm really happy with the way that I played that one. The only mistake maybe I made is when maybe a little bit of a useless poke in the middle when I got caught by that S1, but it also gave us knowledge as to where the S1 was. Yeah, I'm happy with my performance. 4,000 damage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players on our team did 0, and then the next 4 did 1,000 combined. Wow, yeah, we had to hold them back. Commiserations to the Jagdpanther 2. You know, Jagdpanther 2 doing 3,600 damage is impressive, but the high caliber in the Grom, and that's what you have to do in this tank. Not every map that you play is going to be Himmelsdorf against like tier 7 heavies, and then you get to farm them. You're going to have these awkward, ugly games where you just have to hang on and still try and be useful, and I really felt that is what I did there. Anyway, not a bad session for the Grom. Not a bad session at all. We did like 2,900 combined, got ourselves 3 out of 4 wins, so my win ratio... Hey, we're nearly a 50% win rate player again in the Grom. So yeah, I'll have to keep working on that. Anyway, ladies and gents, boys and girls, that was me playing the best tier 8 tank destroyer in the game. I hope you enjoyed this one. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you hated it, give it a thumbs down. And let me know what you think about the Grom in the comments down below. And I'm still in Japan, so I really hope you're enjoying all of these videos that I've prepared before I've gone. Hopefully you'll enjoy the rest of them before I return. And as always, thank you so much for watching. You've been epic, and hopefully I'll see you soon.